And welcome in, everybody. Very, very happy day today. We have a very action-packed night of some collegiate esports. We have some Overwatch 2 action, followed by some CCL later on. Going to be taking on Kansas in the NACE Starleague for this first Overwatch 2 game. Your usual Overwatch 2 duo, Matthias and Daniel, back together once again.
Absolutely. You know, we got a double header for Overwatch here tonight. It should be a great time. And, we got a little bit of a new action coming out today with a patch day.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, the One Punch Man collaboration is, of course, now live. You got Doomfist with the fancy Saitama skin.
Hitting some sit-ups in the loading screen.
Yeah, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every single day. And, I wonder if it's an omen of things to come for our match today. Are we going to see Saints be able to kind of, one-punch their opponents?
I mean, last couple of weeks, if there are any indication, I would say, it would be trending in that direction, especially in NACE. They have played very, very well. Activision Overwatch, or the Collegiate Championship, they've had a little bit more, I guess, not struggle, but, the teams have been a little bit better as far as competition. But today, we actually are going to have at least, on paper, should be a much better matchup than usual. Kansas is coming in at 4-1. The Saints are 4-0. So theoretically, on paper, all things lined up. We know Kansas is one of those major U.S. schools. So theoretically, a lot of money should be in the esports program. The team obviously playing well. So we should actually have a pretty decent game today.
Absolutely, yeah. This is probably going to be one of the harder opponents that the Saints have faced so far in NACE here. And we'll have to see, given the last time we saw him play, it was a little bit messy.
Yeah.
It was a little bit unexpected, creative, we'll say,
yeah,
right?
Creative.
We'll see if our opponents this time can, really try and push Saints a bit more and really make them, maybe play a bit more seriously, right? Show a bit more of their true strength.
Yeah, I know, even though I think the mid-season patch technically was today, the One Punch Man update, you mentioned that a couple of the heroes did get some buffs and a couple of heroes that Emran might want to play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's this patch almost seems like it was catered to him a little bit, because Emran, over the past few weeks, we've seen him pull out insane performances on mainly the Pharah, Hanzo, and Mei, and those are three heroes that did end up getting buffed in this patch. Hanzo has a shorter cooldown on his leap, so lots more opportunities for repositioning and stuff. Pharah also has a bit of a buff to her jump jet. She can now kind of control the direction it goes, whereas previously it would kind of push you forward.
Yeah.
Now you can go side to side or backward a bit, so it gives you a bit more opportunity to reposition, be a little bit more aggressive, kind of take better angles, that kind of stuff. And for someone like Emran, we know how much he loves doing that kind of stuff, right? Even on heroes that you don't really consider all that mobile, like Symmetra, for example, who kind of doesn't really move much outside of that teleporter. He just runs it all the way to the enemy spawn and back. You never know where that guy's going to be on the map, and he makes sure he gets good value no matter where he is. Yeah,
not many Symmetras have the gall to kind of, he'll get onto the backline and, TP back and forth and, try to blink basically to the backline and back to the front line. So, yeah, definitely going to be a good patch for him. The meta, though, probably not going to be that big of a shift. Probably going to see Squeak on the ball. Probably going to see Sombra, some amalgamation of, the Hanzo, the Widowmaker, possibly the Pharah. If we go to King's Row, we could end up seeing the Mei as well, especially if they start on defense. So, a couple things that we definitely could see. Overwatch, like you said it last week too, in a pretty balanced state, all things considered, compared to where it was earlier in the year. Pretty balanced. So right now, there's a decent amount of variety. Although Ball and some other comps are still going to reign supreme.
Yeah, when the tank role, at least, like we've been saying, they've really done a great job with the tank role. And I'm sure part of that is attributed to the fact that you're no longer trying to balance two tanks at once.
Yeah,
right.
I don't like double shield.
Double shield goats. Yeah, I can't say I miss them all that much. But yeah, having that only singular character in the role kind of does seem to be making it easier to balance. So once they figure out how to take care of, maybe Kiriko, a little bit of Sojourn tweaks.
Yeah,
then
Kiriko I think is probably
Kiriko
up there now. Sojourn is she's still really good, but
Sojourn
Sojourn's been pretty
Sojourn actually did get a little tweak. They made her hitbox just a bit bigger in this patch here.
Because she doesn't have a head hitbox as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it was actually
doesn't exist.
It was actually, and this is honestly, I think the first time we've seen this change. They changed her hip hitbox.
Oh,
so a bit wider around the waist.
So the body shots are easier, but the head shots are still going to be next to impossible. Yeah. Okay, so it's something.
It is something. It is something.
At least
it'll make the sniper duels a lot easier.
Yeah, and that was one of the things with Sojourn too. It was just yes, her gun was super overpowered at the beginning, and a strong player would find the maximum value, but she was so hard to hit, especially Mercy flying around trying to block bullets. There's so much going on. Sojourn was always so hard to hit.
With that slide, especially.
And then true, yeah, the slide cooled down. Her being the hitbox a little bit bigger, so Sojourn not going to be quite as dominant. Honestly, she's fun to watch. Yes, we all love Sojourn, but kind of happy she's not as prevalent anymore.
Of course, yeah. And, like you mentioned before, Kiriko, that protection
the cleanse is just so hard. How do you balance an ability that is inherently game-breaking?
It is really crazy. It gives you immortality, gets rid of all negative effects, removes CC, and to top it all off, it's on a 15-second cooldown.
I was going to say, it started that,
And it also boops back the enemy. So if you're close range trying to finish someone off with a melee, no, you get pushed back too. It also has boop. You know, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at that ability.
The cleanse feels like what League of Legends did with Yuumi. Yuumi actually just got driven into the Earth's core, which is honestly really good. Even Riot came out and said, listen, this champ should not be in pro play. We're sorry. We tried everything. We finally found the fix for her. That cleanse kind of feels like one of those abilities where you either have to make it so broken or like completely garbage in a sense. So it's kind of hard to find that balance. Yeah. So we're still going to see a whole lot of Kiriko. As you can see, Grave is going to be playing for Arjunk. We've seen that the last little while. He's going to be on the Kiriko. Saints are going to find first blood.
Yep.
Though.
And speaking of the Sojourn, we got Crime on the Sojourn. Emran is actually going to be on the Reaper.
Oh my.
And right away, the Saints, they go in and they find all the picks they needed. It was actually a really nice opening pick as University of Kansas.
Fast.
They tried to TP on, and you know, there was just so much good focus fire coming in from the Saints that they found a pick before the point even got unlocked. And from there, you know, the St. Clair's comp, they just love pressing W. They love getting close with that Reaper and that Monkey. And
this is the original Overwatch League comp.
It really is, yeah.
This is the original. If anyone that watched Overwatch from, I don't know, like August to December, basically this is the 5 you were going to see. This is basically the standard 5 that were played every game. It's kind of that like mobile death ball comp in a way. You just basically W key the enemies. You have so much movement speed. However, the Saints do get a couple members taking down their Denizen, finishing off Emran. Ella trying to get going on the back line, seeing how many picks she can find over there. So far, though, Kansas, they took control of the point. Saints only got to 19, and they're going to flip this thing back over.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice play from Kansas there. You know, Saints were holding very far up, and Kansas recognized that, and they were able to punish with an early pick onto Squeak. But now Saints are looking to come back. They force out the Immortality field early, and they're going to be pushing for a fight on point.
That's an early window from Swirly Hawk. Going to try to find a couple kills there. There's a Primal Rage, though. Emran takes down the Lamp. Fortnite Kid going to take down Emran. Squeak going Primal. Going to trade one back, but Ella going to take down Squeak in the crossfire there. A Wasp taking down Crime as well. So Kansas, the Saints took the fight to him at the start of that fight, but ultimately didn't end up being enough. Ella going to take down Grave as well. There's the Death Blossom. Down goes Red X as well. So Kansas right now looking pretty damn strong.
Yeah. Well, all things considered, St. Clair, I think they're going to be pretty happy with that. They forced out the window and the Death Blossom. That Death Blossom especially, that was used very late in the fight. Might not have been needed.
Probably, yeah.
Now St. Clair, they're coming in. Emran's going to have a Death Blossom of his own.
They'll have everything but Primal.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be a really good chance. It's going to be on Kansas to look to see if they can use that Shatter or that bait to try and deny the Valley coming in from St. Clair here.
Yeah, the beat is like kind of that counter ultimate. When you realize things maybe aren't going your way, you pop the beat. There's the Shatter. There's the Kitsune Rush as well. Denizen's going to take down Squeak. Emran trying to pop off these shotguns. The Death Blossom's going online as well. Trying to find the kill onto the Reinhardt there. Just not going to be able to get the finish. Down goes Fortnite Kid, though. Grave trying to work the backside with this Kiriko. Ella almost ending up off the map. Just ends up saving herself in time. And here's the Sojourn gameplay from Crime. Going to find that first one. A disruption to tag down Ella. And the Saints turn the point back over. Not a moment too soon.
Yeah, really nice for Saints there. And they managed to save the beat, which I think is really important in order to like build momentum and get the ult economy going. Yeah, that's going to be really important for these next few fights here, because the University of Kansas right now, they have no ults on the board and they're not even really close. So they're going to need to take a couple dry fights here and see how they can get value.
Yeah, and the only thing is the window is actually pretty good on this map, but the window is, you know, if you get behind the window, all of a sudden the window doesn't become quite as useful. So yes, while it's nice, especially if the Saints controlling the point, the window is much better when you have control of the point. Then you can shoot at the enemies kind of coming in towards you. Saints though trying to work on the backside here. The point actually did flip back over to Kansas there. Emran trying to find some shots through. Once again, they let Kansas get that back cap, but now they're going to seek out these picks. Red X is going to take down that first one. A lot of back shots here. Emran to take down Fortnite. Red X is going to fall, though. Saints still not able to turn this point over. This game's going to be over sooner than later.
Yeah, that was a really nice rotation from University of Kansas. They used the speed, they stayed close together, and they got on a point before Saints were able to kind of interrupt them. But St. Clair, they didn't let that worry them. They stabilized, and they were able to find some picks. They rushed in, and they got the value they needed. Now, here we come, and we get into the ult fight. University of Kansas, they have that window. They are very close to that beat. And St. Clair, we're getting close to the Primal.
Yeah.
And Emran might be able to get a Death Blossom here in the mid-fight. Redix is playing kind of aggressive, seeing if he can get a boop.
Squeak playing aggressive, too.
Yeah, he is. But he does have that Primal. So, unless he gets taken out too fast, but he does barely manage to make it, but he gets taken so low. All that damage coming in, and Red X did get taken out. This might be a bit of a problem for the Saints here.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to find some way to stall it, but Kansas, once again, doing a great job. They immediately try to jump on the point. A lot of teams kind of get taken into that trap of taking those fights outside. There's the Shatter, the cleanse, the answer, though. Emery gets taken down with the Shatter. Denizen going to be good for 2. Graves going to fall as well through that window. Oh, my goodness, it's going to be a team kill. Double with the Death Blossom. Team wipe. Yeah. And that's going to be Kansas taking the first round.
A really nice job there from University of Kansas. And one thing you got to point out is even though the cleanse did come out and kind of saved from that Earth Shatter, Crime, who was in the back, got hit, and he was out of range of that cleanse. And he actually had the overclock going while he got shattered. So he got taken out. That overclock got no value. And University of Kansas, they were able to go and clean up with the Death Blossom from Ella. it was just a really nice play from them. And the Saints, I think, maybe being caught a little bit off guard here by what University of Kansas has prepared.
I think they just maybe fell asleep once or twice because the backup Kansas, the 2 times they back up, there was still like 4 or 5 Saints alive as well. So it's like we see them so often try to get that frontward pressure, try to maybe hold the spawn as long as they can, but Kansas able to skirt around that back line. They get onto the point, get 2 or 3 members, and they do a great job to work off that. Now we're going to see Grave actually on the Moira for now. Emran is going to be on that Symmetra, so we know he likes to play that Symmetra. Squeak going to be over onto Saitama there, at least for this game. But the Moira, not something we see super often.
No, definitely not. And now we actually see Kansas. They're going to be running that Monkey Reaper comp. They're going to be trying to see if they can press W and get these kills here. But Crime with a nice early pick. That's what we love to see from him on that Sojourn, right? Finding these picks. And Squeak's right there to follow up. Swirlhawk is able to take out Squeak, but Crime, he's still there. He's still putting down damage. And St. Clair with a much better look here on this first fight.
Yeah, this is the kind of start they like to take. And this is usually where they maybe go try to set the spawns, try to keep Kansas pinned down and deep. Trying to work toward these ultimates. They're going to get the first capture here. Squeak going to work back to his team here. Now Kansas going to look for the answer.
For sure, yeah. Emran, we actually do see on the Tracer. This isn't a pick we see come out from him super often. I know Crime does tend to be partial to that Tracer, but it's not to say that he can't play it
so
at
many
all.
damn heroes. That's
they have a lot of flexibility,
heroes, yeah.
right? But a nice dive from Kansas is going to take out Redx early, and this is going to be a bit difficult for the Saints now as they really only have that Moira. But Crime, he's right there to get the trade. He finds his counterpart, but that's not going to be stopping Kansas as they keep pushing forward.
Everyone going to light up Ella there, trying to find the kill. Going to TP back to safety. Has the pulse bomb. Maybe trying to find the right time to use it. Denizen going to find the kill. There's the pulse bomb. Swirlyhawk going to go down there. Now trying to still land these shots through Emran, doing his best. The whole time, though, he is still holding the point. He's at least buying time for the team to come help, or at the very least, getting that percentage as high as possible, making this comeback a little bit harder for Kansas. They are playing the ultimate game of stall right now.
Yeah, and they're actually doing a really good job of it. That pulse bomb from Emran was crucial to start this up, and Squeak, he does finally go down.
They were so close, they couldn't get the touch.
Really, Saints, they should have lost that point like 10-20% ago. They did a great job stalling. And now, as ults start coming up online here, we see an early pick comes out here. Nice job from Redx and Emran to find that. Now, Saints, this is going to be their opportunity to go in, and right away we see Redx using that speed boost, and University of Kansas responds with a Kitsune Rush.
Yeah, they're going to hit him with everything. Down goes Redx too. Emran still trying to chip away on this backline. Crime going to fall to a Wasp. Squeak trying to do what he can. He's going to pop the ulti, try to come land on top of Kansas here. He's going to find the kill, actually. Emran's going to find one as well, so the Saints are still finding these picks amongst the chaos. However, the point is still in Kansas's favor here. Squeak looks like he's going to be the next chip to fall here. He will do just that. Kansas working away toward this lead now. The Saints going to have a lot of ultimates in the back pocket. Kansas, this is going to be that timing you're looking for to win this fight.
For sure. Kansas, they did actually use both support ults there. So, you know, coming against this overclock from Crime as well as the Coalescence from Grave, it's going to be really tough for them to sustain this unless they can find some early picks, maybe with that Death Blossom they're close to or the Primal Rage.
Yeah, there's a
Primal does come out.
Oh, the Primal! Oh, Graves, so unlucky. Luckily, Crime gets one trade, so the supports are going down either way, though. Now the Disruption's going to kill Squeak, though, and Crime, he ends up off the map as well. That is such a huge Primal from Denizen. Completely opens up the fight, and the rest of these members now working beautifully on the backside of it. Emran's going to fall as well. Kansas so well coordinated.
Yeah, Denizen had such a great recognition of that opportunity to get value there. He saw that these Saints members were playing close to the course, close to the coast. And, you know, he went for the Primal and found 2 quick picks. Emran is actually going to be on the Pharah now. So we'll see if those Pharah buffs that we mentioned earlier are going to have any value. Squeak on that ball, seeing if he can get some slams here. He does go for the slam on the Reaper, but he goes so low and gets taken out. That was 200 damage just instantly done to him. And there's only 10% left here. Saints in dire straits.
And they don't really have anybody in position to make a great touch right now. Redx is kind of skirting around the outside. Does have the beat drop, though, so they're going to have that ace in the hole. The Kitsune and the Death Blossom already, though. Ella gets taken down, though. No Death Blossom. The overclock for Fortnite Kid, though. Crime doing as much as he can while this beat is still active, trying to find some melee damage. There's Squeak trying to dislodge these members of Kansas. Now, though, still going to be stalled out. Emran going to be good for 2, though. The Pharah turns out to be paying dividends here. Now we see the Pharmacy, good old ball Pharmacy coming into play. The Saints win the team fight. They at least get a couple ultis out of Kansas as well.
Yeah, Emran with a great last-second swap there to that Pharah.
Love playing against Pharmacy.
As soon as the chaos of that fight started, he was able to get in. They weren't paying attention to him. A few quick damage-boosted rockets is all he needed to start putting down damage. And he's already close to his ult, even though he just swapped. Actually, Squeak and Crime are as well. Oh, but Squeak Squeak, is he going to get caught out here? He does get the health pack, but the chase is huge.
Oh, stuck in the corner.
Oh, he's so low.
Squeak, go,
but
buddy.
He does manage to get out. But University of
ulti.
Kansas taking advantage of this chance. Oh, and Emran gets taken out, but Crime does trade. The Death Blossom doesn't really get any value. And now ults are online for both Emran and Crime.
Emran got rezzed. Crime trying to find the damage. Oh, there's a triple. There's the damage from the skies. The pharmacy pays dividends. That's the point being stalled out in the nick of time here. A team kill is what it takes. The Saints, they're going to take the point back. And luckily for them, it only took the ball ult and that Mafar ult as well. Red X, you know, halfway to the beat, probably not going to get there, but having Crime on the pulse bomb and having that Valkyrie definitely going to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, that pulse bomb could be huge here. If Crime could manage to find a pick onto the cast or the soldier, it could really just seal the fight for the Saints here. It's going to be... Oh, and there it is! Ella goes down
the beat,
early.
Yeah.
The beat does get used, but Saints are going to go for a small disengage here. Just give a little bit of space while they wait out that beat. Now, 99 to 99. Pulse, it's a stick. A huge pick. Both TPS down for the side of University of Kansas. Denizen is going to have that primal. We'll see if he can get the same value that he did last time.
Yeah, probably waiting for that HP bar to get a little bit lower. Crime's going to find another one, though. Emran trying to take to the skies, get the chip damage. The primal is now online. 99% for either side here. It's going to come down to these last fight or two. Ella gets taken down once again. Emran, this Pharah swap has been the difference in this game. Crime trying to do his best to take down the Winston. Down goes Denizen. The Saints are going to clear this point. Might be one last touch. It actually won't be. They're going to steal that round away. And man, you cannot overstate that Pharah pick.
Absolutely not. Especially that last pick. Like we talked, you know, maybe
that
it's on Crime to find the pulse bomb pick, but no, it's a damage boosted rocket from above. Ella just did not see it coming, gets taken out early, and Saints, they use that momentum and they're able to flip it back from what seemed like a pretty sure thing for Kansas at one point there.
It was like 99-50, and they were pretty well on, you know, almost close to losing the point. Things were not looking necessarily that good either. Now we are going to see some swap arounds, though. Grave going to be over on that BAP. This is going to be that more of that close quarters fight. I was going to say maybe going to see the Mei for either side here. Looks like that will be the case, and Fortnite Kid going to bust out the Bastion.
It will be interesting to see if he sticks with the Bastion.
Okay, there's the castle.
But it does. This brawl matchup will be interesting because Kansas, they ran the brawl on the very first point we saw. They're clearly comfortable in it. They did a great job. They had great rotations on it, right? They won them that point. So we'll have to see if Saints can take the brawl fight. Oh, a nice Mei wall to start things off. But University of Kansas, they have a Mei wall of their own, and they're able to kind of block some of that damage. But Saints, they are in solid control of the server room here, and they're keeping space.
Yeah, they use the Symmetra instead of the cast. That's why they got up there faster, just took the space.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, that Sim Beam put onto the shields, it does huge amounts of damage. It's a great job of chunking those shields down. And Saints, they're just going to push them right back out of that choke all the way to spawn. Some nice stuff there. And now Fortnite Kid is bringing out the Bastion. It's not just a pipe dream anymore. He's going to be trying it out, and we'll see what he can get done with it.
Yeah, Bastion, you know, one of those, you know, controversial picks, to say the least, you know, just annoying to play against. Where's his head hitbox? No one still knows. A couple months later down the line, Crime trying to find some splash damage here over onto the Reinhardt. Now the side of Kansas going to try to stack up here, get this 5-stack ready. Emran, though, going to be decently close to the Blizzard. There's the wall to try to block them off. The second wall, though, Squeak caught it alone here. Looks like he might fall. The lamp, though, perfectly timed, is going to be able to back off, though. Now the window up for Swirlhawk and Grave if they want to pop it.
Yeah, the window does come out, but Squeak charges right through it, puts himself in a great position, and the Mei ult as well is just going to kind of isolate them all, and the freeze is huge. Great value. Crime cleans up. And yeah, Crime. Ella kind of denied the ace from him there. But
listen, Crime low-key stole, I think, 2 or 3 of those kills. He had a great backline play. Yeah, got a lot of damage, but 1 or 2 of those probably got yoinked. Either way, though, took 2 ultimates from the Saints, but I mean, the Mei ult and the window to get all that space and get this percentage that high, you'll take that all day long.
But now Ella is going to have her ult here. It's going to be like, we're going to have to see if they can find some value, maybe isolate Squeak, maybe, you know, split the team in half, get that big freeze. They're going to be rushing in another nice rotation, but a man wall from Emran is going to split things off. And now, a huge shatter. That's a 5-man. Everyone's going in. The ults are coming out from Kansas to try and swap this, but it's too late at this point, I think. But as I say that, Denizen is able to find 2, but is not quite going to be enough. Despite their best efforts, Denizen finds another one.
That was a 5 for 4, I think, trade.
It was, yeah. University of Kansas.
Only Squeak left.
You know, for all things considered, they got hit with a 5-man shatter. They got very, very close to flipping this.
Yeah.
But, you know, St. Clair, they're just barely able to come out on top of that. And now it's going to be coming into the final fight here. Denizen, we'll see if he can find a shatter to match Squeak's here. Comes out, but a nice
0-man shatter. Yeah. Red X has the beat on back order as well. It's going to get popped as well at that 95% mark. You might as well, Kansas. They have the Bastion ult. not going to be super effective damage-wise. Maybe good to zone off some of these
in the
Saints.
back.
The Blizzard, though, and Emran trying to work the back line. The Blizzard's going to tick up these members. Oh, look at the Saints who are falling. Crime answers one back. Emran still trying to chip away here, trying to get a read on this Bastion. Fortnite Kid, 51 health, taken down by Emran, 99% and ticking, and these Kansas members are falling, and Bastions or Baptiste not going to have that mobility you're looking for, and St. Clair is going to win a back and forth map one.
Really nice stuff from Saints there. That's kind of what we were expecting to see coming in. Just great coordination, the ult usage, just every single ult found so much value there. Like even the ults that like didn't straight up find kills, like that Shatter, you forced so.
How does Sojourn still play the game after that?
Yeah.
This hero, man, somehow we saw like a minute of Sojourn gameplay, and of course it ends up being played. This should. All right, Crime, respectfully, this is not play the game material.
That wasn't even Crime's best play in that match.
I was going to say, not even in that round or that match. Either way, though, great back and forth game. That Pharah pick, chef's kiss.
Emran, you know he's going to be proud of himself for how he turned that one around. And, you know, I think Kansas, they put up a really strong showing, all things considered.
It was very winnable.
It was, absolutely. Like, even though that last point we saw, it was 100-0, but there were times when they came very close. Especially Denizen. Even though his ult didn't find that much value, Squeak did block it really well. In the neutral, he was actually putting down some great value, like that one fight especially. Like, it was neck and neck. I was not sure who was going to win that. So, Kansas, I'm sure they're feeling very empowered right now, and they're like, you know, they've made us bleed, right? They've made this is going to be their chance. It is going to be their map pick next. So we'll have to see what they have up their sleeve. But I think they are definitely coming out with a far stronger showing than Saints were anticipating. Yeah,
I think that first round is really where the Saints were like, okay, like we have to wake up a little bit, because like I said, they kind of just like let a 5-man back cap go without even really taking the fight. They're just like, oh, we don't have the point anymore. And they kind of were like scrambling around. Then we saw that last map, though. It's like when the walls are slowly closing in on everybody. You're slowly forcing the team into that choke point. And looks like Kingzhou is going to be that next setting. So going to see the Mei probably. I would have to imagine we're going to see the Mei at least on defense. Curious if we're going to see, maybe something with the Widowmaker for Crime. But there's so many, so much variation that we might see either way.
Absolutely, yeah. Kings Row is one of those maps that is kind of synonymous with Brawl, right? But, in the era of Overwatch 2, we really are in a kind of anything goes era. Traditions are thrown out the window, right? So we'll have to see what these teams are feeling like. And Kansas especially, they've shown that they do want to be like a bit creative. They don't want to be predictable. They want to take the fight to the Saints. And it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Now, we do have a substitution. Benkro Rules is going to be swapping in for Denizen, presumably on the tank role.
Yeah, usually your tank player is not, it's probably your least flexing player,
Probably, yeah. And I find this a bit surprising, because I think Denizen, he had a really solid performance on that Reinhardt.
And he played, to be fair, the Winston in his early round, he was the reason they took 2 of the points. He had a 3-man primal and ended up stalling up for so long. So he played fantastic on the first map at least.
For sure, yeah.
Maybe just a hero difference, so maybe he can't pilot a certain hero, like a Zarya or something.
Well, we did see Denizen pretty much stick only to the main tanks. Like, I think we saw him on Ryan and Winston, and that's about it, right? So, maybe the swap, they're putting in an off-tank player. Maybe we might see some Zarya, maybe some
Ramatra
Diva.
Or something.
Ramatra, that's a possibility as well. Maybe some Wrecking Ball even, right? Like,
true. Yeah, because the ball, like, some of those heroes are, like, a lot more mechanically demanding, or, like, the playstyle, like, the ball playstyle is not the same as the Reinhardt playstyle.
Definitely not.
And not by any close. So sometimes you're going to have, like, that
Ball is
specialist.
almost closer to being a Tracer player
than
it is a main tank
Ball
player.
is like Sombra or Tracer, or like almost like a Genji in a weird way, closer than like a Reinhardt or an Orisa or something like that. But either way, I think we are still getting the lobby set up. We will throw it to a very quick break. We will be back in just a minute or two with map 2. And we are back for map 2. St. Clair takes that first map. A really strong back and forth game against Kansas. Ooh. Truthfully, the closest first map they've had in NACE, I think, the entire season. We are going to see some of these heroes coming out. Now, Ella actually going to be over on the tank. So we mentioned the substitution. Bankroll Rule is actually going to be subbing in that DPS. So forget we mentioned about the ball specialist, this and that. Ella, I'm playing the Reinhardt. I'm going to be that frontline. Fortnite kid still on the cast. We're going to see Emran over on the May. The Saints playing a very similar 5, what we see on this map a lot of the time.
Yeah, Ella, she's going to have some big shoes to fill here coming off Denizen's Reinhardt performance last round. So we'll see what she can pull out here. Right away, we get both Maywells coming out from the side. But right now, Crime is set up on that high ground. That's a really nice position. Kansas are going to need to force him out if they want to get anything done here.
Yeah, Squeak trying to hold the front line here. Going to get tight back. He's going to get stuck there. Going to get tight down really low. The Lamp comes out in retaliation. Trying to stay alive. The Ice Wall, though, trying to take him over the top there. He's going to survive. Lamp back the other way. Oh, the Ryan is 1 HP. Ella so low. Just going to get saved up, though. Saints going to get a decent little pusher at the start. Oh my goodness. Absolutely massive. How did he already get the shatter for 1? And 2, the entire team of Kansas went down in the wake of it.
Yeah, Squeak, he was just
How did he get shot?
He was hitting some great Fire Strikes there. Because Fire Strike back up to 100 damage,
No, I know. It's
right?
way better. Yeah,
so
I love it now. It's just, it was so fast.
It's where, like, Reinhardt, he's not quite at his Overwatch 1 prime state, but he's a bit closer to it.
I love Reinhardt, so I'm
a lot
of
damage coming out.
Yeah.
And, you know, the University of Kansas, they were definitely not expecting the Fire Strikes to be doing that much damage, and definitely not the ult to be building that quickly.
Like, Ella's at 53.
Yeah.
He's at 23 after having shattered already.
Yeah. But we do see an early window coming in here from Swirlhawk. Oh, but the rotation, Squeak's getting behind them. We'll see if he can find anything. It looks like they have noticed he's there, but the Maywell isolation is huge. And now we have a window coming from behind as well. The points have almost completely flipped here, and Squeak is just going to be rushing in. Posters with the charge, and we also have the May coming out. And yeah, Saints, they are just going to clean this up. Oh, but Argent did get taken out there at the end. But it is still going to be a team kill there for Saints. And, you know, I think Kansas, that's not a bad trade. He got the May out in a fight that was probably already won for Saints.
Yep.
But, you know, we look at this now. Squeak has actually lapped Ella in the Shatter ult charge. So we'll have to see.
How many 4-man Fire Strikes do you think this man has already hit? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, now the High Noon's coming out. We'll see if they can maybe use it to try and figure a shield break here.
At least a zone maybe as well.
Yeah, it is going to get them a lot of point space and maybe even a tick here. They do get a tick, but now Prime uses that overclock and a huge shatter from Squeak. Again, Squeak is just doing such a great job, and a block as well. Squeak is doing such a great job in this round here. And Crime still up on the high ground.
Play of the game.
He needs.
Sojourn things. Crime so much damage. Ella there. She's going down to Crime.
With 1 HP.
Arjunk barely escaping with his life. They're going to go look over to Red X for some help there. Now this ult economy, it's going to favor the Saints so heavily. They got the Deadeye burned. They got the beat drop as well, and it ended up resulting in not much. Squeak, like you said, he is hitting minimum 3-man shatters at every single turn, and the way you had that Reinhardt playing on this map, so strong. But now Kansas, the Blizzard is in the back pocket. They have the window. These are so powerful. The Saints, they're going to have the beat in the Blizzard as well, though. So Kansas right now, only a minute left. This is a time. Window's going to come online. The Blizzard, the answer, though. Oh, it's so big. Squeak finds one. Kansas Squeak's he's going to pin out of the Blizzard. All these Kansas members are thoughts. A lot of dead Jayhawks showing up right now.
Yeah, and now Emran has used 2 males before Bankro has even gotten the chance to get 1 off.
Wow.
And if you're Kansas, you know, at this point, you got to start worrying. Like, St. Clair, their ult economy is just on point. Like, every single fight, they have so much they can use. Whereas Kansas, they just can't seem to keep up. I think for Bankro, you got to just throw that May ult out. You got to maybe see if you can even just get 1 pick. Like, maybe take out Squeak, get that front line out, because he's been so strong there. And we do see it comes out.
It is.
But the speed boost is too good. Oh, but the shatter does get canceled by the pin. Ella, such a great job to deny that shatter. And now this might be Kansas' chance, but Crime is able to take out Fortnite Kid, and no Lamp online. Shatter does come out for Ella, but doesn't quite find any value. Squeak's so low.
Has anyone looked at Crime all game? I don't think he's been shot the entire... I swear, he's been on that rooftop getting triple kills for the entire round.
Yeah, Crime has just been having the time of his life. And, you know, that's one of those things you got to be careful of when you're on the Brawl comp. Sojourn slow is so impactful when you're playing like a ball like that, right? You charge so much ult charge, you do so much damage.
It's a baby Blizzard.
It really is, yeah. And Saints, they're going to get that full hold with only the tick given up. And that was just for, that wasn't even like take that was earned so much, as the Saints just backed up
because of Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye and every other utility zoned it off there. That's the thing we mentioned. We might have said Sojourn wasn't that strong, right, guys? I mean, listen, Crime's really good. Sojourn is still a strong hero. We know we said she wasn't OP. That gameplay might have said otherwise. But either way, Sojourn, like you said, when she's playing the high ground, the brawl comp, it's really hard to, kill Sojourn with any of that comp. Killing him with Mei and Cass, like, Cass is probably your best chance, and trying to shoot a sliding and jumping Sojourn and get headshots with Cass is not going to be super,
this is one of the things that's interesting in the Overwatch 2 world, right? Back in Overwatch 1, you could have had a D.Va Reinhardt, and then you just send the D.Va
off tank
to test the high ground, right? But here,
you send your tank off, you lose.
Yeah, exactly. You can't send the Rein to the high ground. Definitely not.
Double sniper.
And, you have a Cass, you have a Mei. Mei can technically wall herself up to the high ground, but you don't really want to waste wall for that.
And hitting the right click is good luck.
Yeah,
that takes a different level of luck and skill to hit a Sojourn.
Yeah, so really, you kind of need to look at the Lucio to kind of pressure the Sojourn off the high ground. But here's the thing. Crime hits shots. If a Lucio starts wall riding toward him, he's going to see that little frog going up in the air. Yeah. He's going to pick that head off, right? Crime is not feel threatened by a Lucio.
And there's not that much. Like, Baptiste is good for healing, but it's not that much healing. Especially once he uses that shift ability, I think it's a shift. Like, those right clicks only do so much, Crime.
And that was a nice little set play there from Emran and Crime. Use the Pharah concussive to try and push someone into Widow LOS.
They've been working on this King's Row start for quite some time, and we've seen such good results. And I mean, look at this. They're only going to need that 1 1/4 tick, 1 1/5 of a tick there. So one solid team fight. If Squeak can find a shatter, Squeak can find a shatter in 30 seconds again.
But
who knows?
Lamp and Ice Block already forced out here for the side of Saints, and already University of Kansas, their health bars are getting so low.
Oh, look at Mei. Oh.
Now they are going to push onto the point here. Arjun, he's going to push forward as well, and 2 picks come out. Arjun finds 2. Crime finds 2 of his own. And yeah, that's going to be a team kill for the side of Saints with a very, very quick first point cap.
Arjun saying, put me in, coach, to himself, subbing in and picking up where he left off, still playing strong as ever on his traditional Baptiste. But the Saints, I mean, that map, if you watch that first map and that second map, you would not tell it was the same 2 teams. The Saints dominated over on King's Row, and this is what we want to see. This is the gameplay that I am here for.
The only question is, which shatter is it?
I was going to say, it was the 5-man. Oh, which 5-man? The second one he's got in this series so far, but look at the entire team falling. Actually just insane that he got that shatter. Because, you can get shatter. It's one of the faster ultimates to charge if you land.
It was about 35 seconds.
It was literally 35 seconds. And then he lapped Ella with his second shatter, still find a 3-man, blocks another shatter. Squeak just this guy plays any tank in the game and makes it look easy.
Yeah, and you kind of got a feel for Kansas there. It's like the tank swap was it seemed to be their game plan, right? They were hoping to catch St. Clair maybe off guard with that.
Denizen was so good though. That's why.
It just really did not work out in their favor, unfortunately. Now, the next map we're going to be going to is going to be Route 66. So it looks like Kansas, they've decided, we're done with Brawl. We're just going to stay away from that.
Might be a good idea.
You can run Brawl on Route 66 in that kind of third point, but typically you see ball comps, you see dive comps.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of spam here and there, right?
Yep.
And we actually, another thing that's of note is Denizen is back in.
I was about to say, if you're going to play that main tank, like you said, it's like if you're playing a specialist tank, it makes more sense to maybe swap the ball, something like, whatever, maybe even like a Ramacha. But if you're playing like a Reinhardt, usually your Reinhardt player is your Reinhardt player. It's like this, I play main tank, I am the front line, I am going to help the rest of the teammates on the back line. So to find that switch, definitely
and it's not even that they didn't have a Mei player, because they were playing Mei on the
first
map.
That's why,
right?
they didn't make any hero changes. It was just player and role changes.
It really is a bit of a head scratcher. Clearly didn't quite work out in their favor. So Kansas, they were like, they're going back to what worked for them. They're going to try and we actually do see Denizen on the ball.
on the Ana too. We usually see Arjun on the Ana, I think too.
Yeah, we do, but Arjun has a very good
Smurf
Zen.
On the Zen, trying to get that damage.
It's not surprising that if you're going to run the Ana Zen comp, you're going to put Red X onto that Ana. And Red X, from the role swap shenanigans that we've seen in the past, we know that he does have good aim, right?
He is. I think I just saw today. I think he's top 500 in all 3 roles in rank.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Granted,
yeah.
I know
Red X,
quote unquote, elo inflation. Either way, to get top 500 all 3 roles, insane. I think he's like 143 on support.
Yeah. But University of Kansas here, they're going to be running a Brig Zen with a ball comp, and right away we're going to see the ball go for a slam, see if he can kind of pressure Squeak a bit. But Squeak, he's going to be holding steady up here. The Discord does come out onto him, is going to pressure him back, and Kansas are going to start putting a little bit of cart pressure on here. But Crime, he's up on a high ground. This is a very dangerous place And
where's Sojourn is the name of the game, basically.
Ball and Tracer, it's going to be on them to kind of pressure him out here. But Emran, he's taking this Tracer duel. Ella in a little bit of danger, and she looks like she has to back out. She's kind of hiding in the gas station right now.
Too.
But yeah, Discord Orb is there. Arja's doing a great job of putting Discord onto these crucial targets. And yeah, right now, Kansas, they're just looking for an opening.
I need to see an Arjun snap kick as the play of the game. I need to see him snap kick somebody off the map. Emran, there's a beautiful job by the team, though. Squeak ends up finding the kill there. Emran still trying to be a pest on this Tracer. The Saints now, this is that space they were looking for. And Route 66 can be so tricky to get around these corners as well. You can get a lot of space, but if you lose a team fight or two, that cart slowly starts to walk back toward that start.
Ella did manage to find a pick onto Emran there, though.
Yeah.
So with the spawn advantage, University of Kansas, this is going to be their chance to kind of go in.
Already.
Yeah, if they can act quick, this might be their best chance. Fortnite Kid on that Widow, he didn't really talk about him that much, but, you know, it's going to, like, he really needs to be, like, on the back line, finding his picks, maybe taking out Crime, who's playing on these high grounds. He's playing kind of aggressively, right? As a Widow, you got to be able to punish that.
Well, and I mean...
Oh, and a nice pick from Denizen. Arjun goes down. Both supports go down. This is huge. Kansas, this needs to be their chance to go and clean up.
Yeah, Squeak put to go down as well. Squeak's still sitting at 2 HP, it looks like. Now Arjun got the respawn, but exactly what you said. Now if you're Kansas, this is the time you have to try to make a stand. You have to make that push. Even if you end up losing an team fight or two, he's got to get out of there alive. Fortnite Kid, there's the headshot, the pulse bomb to answer, though. Kansas, they're going to get the winning end of that engagement. They should be able to get some good progress here. Should be getting stalled out 1 or 2 more times for a checkpoint, though. Squeak getting right in there.
That nano got used really early. Squeak didn't quite have
1v1, I guess. I mean,
he does find the one
At least he got one.
Yeah.
It wasn't a complete, you know. I mean, it was worth it now. Got 2.
It was worth it.
Officially worth it.
And, you know, while it wasn't ideal, it did kind of end up working because right before Emran died,
made it work.
Right before Emran died, he did find that pulse bomb trade onto the Zenyatta, right? So Zenyatta's still coming back from spawn. They just needed to take down that one support, and Kansas has nothing left to sustain with, right? So even though you might not have needed to use the nano to do it, it did just secure that kill. It turned like maybe a 70%
If Squeak gets 2 kills, it's worth it. Yeah,
right?
if you got 0 kills, even, like, to be fair, you always just say zoning all. If you never find a kill, it was zoning all, guys. I kept them back. I kept them back.
Oh,
Either
but
way.
Crime.
Oh, Denizen dunking on Crime there.
Yeah, Crime was not expecting them to have that coordination and get that pick. And but Squeak, he goes right back in.
And he killed Fortnite Kid, though.
He did.
Oh, he's getting lit up like a Christmas tree right now, though.
But he does have that primal in order to escape.
Yeah.
Both main tanks here doing a great job of really pushing forward and kind of setting the pace here. They're finding picks for themselves left and right, but Squeak is just having a little bit more success. He's finding these more consistent picks, and it looks like Kansas. Oh, a nice
got the pulse bomb.
Yeah, Emran, he's doing a great job of finding these trades.
He's getting his ones.
Yeah, he is. He is. Kansas, they do have spawn advantage, like we mentioned, though.
Oh, what a sleep!
But as we say that,
Red Hex, beautiful sleep, and the nano to follow, and now that's a massive pick, too. That's going to be both of your ultimates offline for Kansas, so you're going to have one last crack to get to this cart and use everything you got.
Yeah, this is such a scrappy match here. Both teams, they're doing a really solid job of like finding picks here and there, but it doesn't look, there's just not enough coordination from the, like, at Kansas as the attackers. You can't just be finding picks, right? Like, you gotta be able to push forward and take space as well. So St. Clair, they're finding picks, and that's all they really need because then the cart's not moving.
Yeah. There's the chance.
Emran on the Widow. The chance does come out.
It's our last chance. No seconds.
Oh, but Crime has the overclock. Oh, a nice push forward from AWASP is going to shut down that overclock.
Oh,
Emran.
On the Tracer, too.
Yeah, he's making sure that Ella finds no value there. Edix finds his one. Emran with a 3K.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Crime move over.
We had a nano Squeak frontlining, and Emran was taking care of the rest, though. Oh, that's a tired ball. He's going to sleep. He's getting taken out there. That's going to be the stall the Saints were looking for. And once again, 56 meters, and you're going to be walking away with a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, back and forth as it was. St. Clair just able to come out on top, you know. They're finding their ones, and it's just a little bit more impactful because it means that cart's not getting any space.
Just such a good job. And Kansas, I mean, right, it looked, once again, they had 2.5 minutes on the cart. They were actively pushing it. Like you said, they find a pick or two, but they don't really take that space. The only thing the Saints do, and what you have to do when you play Overwatch, is if you get a team kill, you have to go punish the space. You have to try to walk them back into the spawn. Otherwise, you're just resetting the team fight on top of the gas station. And then if you lose that fight, all your progress the last 2 minutes is gone.
For sure, yeah. And University of Kansas here, they got to be starting to sweat a little, right? Like,
yeah, 2-0, 56 meters, I'd be, you know.
Coming off a really, like, explosive start on that first map, to, you know, they won first point, barely lost second point, got 100-0 third point.
Yeah.
Then Kings Row, you get a tick, you get capped in like 30 seconds. And now here, full held, just a dominant performance from St. Clair. Like, they're really going to need to dig deep here to find some value.
They're going to have to get, the thing is, we know too, if the Saints find one pick, somebody is probably going to go hold that player and spawn. They're just going to play the 4v4, and they're going to take their chances with there. Now we're going to see Ella over onto the Ashe, so maybe one of those Sojourn answers that gives you a little more utility than the Widowmaker. Widowmaker, it's a lot more, hey, if I miss this shot, I'm not going to get another good lineup for a couple seconds. Ashe, you can hold the ADS, you can find that nice little shot with the rifle there. Try to get at least the coach gun, you still have some ability to get to safety. Not going to be the most mobile, but Kansas, I mean, now you got to make play happen.
One thing you got to consider, though, is they're running the Ashe, but they don't have a Mercy, so Ashe is not going to be quite as effective.
And break Zen, too.
Yeah, not quite as effective as she might normally be. Oh, but as I say
That's
that,
what we're saying.
Ella proves me wrong and is able to find a quick 2-tap onto Crime as he gets spooked up. Oh, then make that a second pick.
This is why you pick Ashe, because Ana immobile and Sojourn, even though she's mobile, Ashe isn't that hard to aim with. That right click is pretty easy to line people up with. You got to do a good job finding that damage. The whole time, though, the Saints, that's one thing. Kansas had to back off and play basically this second team fight to give a little bit of space. Saints have 42 meters, and they haven't found any picks yet. That's the first kill, and they're almost at the time already.
Ella is doing a great job of finding these picks here, you know.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it's just not quite enough. Her team is falling down around her. Yeah. And, you know, Fortnite Kid is able to find a pick onto Arjun, but he's the only one left. He's making a desperate last run for the point, but he's going to need a miracle to pull this off. He does take out Crime.
Can't build in this game.
And, Ella does take out Emran, but
no touch.
Iwasp is not quite there. St. Clair College with a nice 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, it was a series that got progressively more one-sided kind of as things went on. Kansas came out with an absolute bang. They really pushed the Saints to the brink. Now we're getting to see this play in real time. Emran on the Widowmaker, a tale as old as time. Going to see some of his handiwork here. We saw the first kill on the Tracer. I think it was the second to third kill. We just didn't see because Squeak was going crazy.
Was that a 360?
Oh, Emran, you didn't have to do it to him. And the shot with the Discord of Emran put that one in the highlight reel. We were watching a Nano Squeak dive on the backline and go crazy the whole time. Emran sitting up there looking like Priestley with his 360 SMG shots. Either way, though, 3-0, definitely going to feel good.
Yeah, really nice stuff there from Saints. And, you know, it's kind of like, I think it goes back to what we said earlier, that Kansas, they came out strong, but it was more just so St. Clair being not quite ready for what Kansas had prepared. Once they got the download, it was done.
Once they got that information, it felt like, once they got a grip on this series, they're like, okay. And right, maybe the swap wasn't necessarily the play for Kansas. Denizen he was one of the carries in the first map. That's why it was kind of surprising.
Even that last map on the ball there, he was doing really well.
I mean,
he set up some good picks for Ella there, especially on that defense.
Yeah, so
just wasn't quite able to get, you know, enough value.
Yeah. So the questionable swap, either way, we saw the Saints play great, play Arjunk. The games go all the same. They do take a 3-0. They're going to move to 5-0 in the NACE Starleague. Kansas is going to move to 4-2, but that is going to be all for this first match. We have a second Overwatch match coming at 9 o'clock later, and that CCL game at 10:30. But we are going to call it for now. We will catch everybody a little bit back later on with some more Overwatch 2 action.